pivot this week. As we all know, the CPEC is part of China's ambitious Belt and Road Initiative. Now, China and Pakistan have welcomed interested countries to the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor projects. But the decision to involve third parties in CPEC has angered India. Here's a report that explains why. Launched in 2013, the CPEC aims to connect Pakistan's Gwadar port on the Arabian Sea with northwest China's Xinjiang. It was at a joint working group meeting of the CPEC that China and Pakistan invited third countries to join the flagship initiative. But here's India's problem. It said participation by any third nation will be considered illegitimate, simply because the CPEC passes through parts of the Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, areas which are under illegal occupation of Pakistan, an issue India has already conveyed to the Chinese side. Moreover, Indian government is of the firm belief that connectivity initiatives must be based on universally recognized international norms. In fact, India's Ministry of External Affairs has released a sharp reaction. It has called the CPEC activities inherently illegal, illegitimate and unacceptable, ones that will be treated accordingly by India.
Occupied Kashmir, as you said, the entire Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir is part of India. तो वो हमारे sovereignty, territorial integrity के खिलाफ है, तो उसमें हम object करते हैं. और दूसरा कि कोई तीसरी देश इसमें ना जुड़े, क्योंकि हम पहले से चेतावनी दे रहे हैं कि हमारे सॉवरेंटी की बात है.
Interestingly, not just India, but many Western nations view the CPEC as a debt trap tool. This used by China to hold member nations hostage. Like Sri Lanka, Pakistan too is facing a serious economic crisis. The reason? High interest rates on CPEC loans, rising project costs and attacks on CPEC infrastructure. There are some major issues that have turned the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor into a white elephant dream. But fortunately for India, its consistent position has been endorsed by the West as well. Moreover, they are bolstering India's economic connectivity. In fact, just last month, US President Joe Biden, along with other G7 leaders, unveiled ambitious plans. These to come up with game-changing infrastructure by 2027. The move, seen as a counter to China's BRI, involves funding worth $600 billion. In 2018, the EU too issued a joint communication which highlighted the bloc's strategy for connectivity between Europe and Asia. Moreover, India is also promoting INSTC as a viable alternative to the BRI. The pipe dream connects Russia and India through Iran. Bureau Report, CNN News 18. Whether it is the foreign ministerial meet of the SCO or India's reaction on the CPEC, let's quickly get in a sense of perspective from my guest, Mr. Vishnu Prakash, who's a former diplomat. Thank you, Mr. Prakash, for joining our broadcast today. Let me begin with the SCO foreign ministerial meet. How crucial is this meet and how is this going to now set the tone to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the Shanghai Cooperation Organization that will be held next month in Uzbekistan?
Well, as you know, we assumed the presidency of the SCO in September, and we are going to host the summit next year. So I think this will pave the way for the visit of the Prime Minister to Samarkand for the next SCO summit. There is also speculation at the moment about the meetings on the sidelines, which is a matter of conjecture. We'll see how that pans out.
All right. Also, Ambassador Prakash, in June, the IMF had asked Pakistan to renegotiate the CPEC energy deal, suspecting that China has been overcharging Pakistan. seeing what's already happened in Sri Lanka, whether it's the Hambantota port and now Pakistan, do you think third nations will be wary of getting involved in China's BRI or CPEC, to be more specific?
Well, the problem is that the BRI projects lack transparency, but the developmental needs of the countries' infrastructure needs are very much there. Certain countries have utilized it effectively, but because of corruption, because of due diligence not being done, there are issues. Already, I believe some $50 billion worth of BRI loans are being renegotiated. So this will certainly make more countries cautious, but also depends on the quality of leadership in a country concerned.
All right, many thanks to you, Ambassador Vishnu Prakash, for joining this newscast. And with that, let's now shift our attention over to the